Renaissance, but with unicorn. When I was little, my parents had this book that I was totally obsessed with called, I think it was just called Unicorns, which we'll go in the library and find that. And also this group of children's books. I know it was Morgan and You was the one that I had and I loved it. It was a unicorn and a sheep. The unicorns that I really like oftentimes are from very old depictions of unicorns, like the stranger kind of looking ones that have tufts of fur on their hooves, and some of them even have like little weird goatees and strange horn shapes and weird body shapes. Those are some of my favorites, which is kind of like medieval Renaissance time frame. I also really like, you know, more modern ones as well, but I don't know, the old depictions are so interesting to me. Anyway, let's go get those books, see if we can find them. So did I say don't mind how disheveled I look because I've been distracted gardening and I'm all greasy and wind thrown, and I was just out there weeding and watering. Yeah, all the stuff. Okay, this is one side of the library. Don't mind the TV. So I've got a bunch of art books. Let's see, where is... Oh, the unicorn book. Where's that at? Ah! Unicorn! Oops. The unicorn, that's what it's called. The Unicorn book. Nancy Hathaway. I used to look at this when I was little all the time. Let's see if there's a date, because I don't know, maybe somebody's curious. Copyright on this is 1980. And don't mind the absolute horrid state that this is in. Robin James and Stephen Cosgrove? I love this stuff when I was really little. I mean, say, and here's you. Use the sheep. Morgan is the unicorn. Look at them running together, so cute. Anyway, I still love this kind of stuff, let's be real. So those two books, and I'll show you some more of this one. Let's set you up so you can see the unicorn book, because there are excellent illustrations in here. See, already we got some interesting art. Yeah, see, they're hunting the unicorns because, you know, their horns are magical. Guys, for real? I love that shit. Which, by the way, the Renaissance is this time period. God, I just saw myself in the mirror and jump scare. Okay. That's going to be a lot of this art actually falls underneath that Renaissance period. So this is a good book to look for, Unicorn Renaissance. There's a lot of boobs in these pictures. More naked people. I don't think I can show that on here. There's a lot of religious connotations to this. Yeah, The Creation of the Animals by Raphael. I'm going to go through this and I'll just show you some of my favorite images real fast because we could spend hours looking at this book. The art from the Renaissance varies drastically, and there's like etchings and line work to tonal paintings. So trying to find that balance was interesting. I had moments where I was really too focused on, I don't know, like the line aspect of things versus just carving in shapes. I prefer to carve in shapes. I had to pick out some honorable mentions from the book at the end here that are not from the Renaissance time period because they're so good. And one reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. Yes, that's kind of the synopsis of that book. So we're going to recreate a Renaissance vibed image with a unicorn. And I think I'm just going to take a bunch of different elements and make it or create something unique to me. I don't know, we'll see. I don't have a plan. Let's find out what happens. Here! Oh. Here! Oh. Here! Oh. What the? Here! Fine charcoal. Okay. Littles. I'm just making it up. as I go along, what like pops out in my head here for the landscape. You know what I mean? Okay. Cotton dolls. Beep. Oh, I'm gonna remind myself of these silly little unicorns. Oh my god, I'm afraid. I'm so fucking afraid right now. Okay. Horsey blob. Horsey blob. Carter. So I had to work on the background a little bit. I need to take a lunch break. I'm back. I took a nap. Can you tell? Girl needs to take naps sometimes as like a reset. I was having a moment where I feel like I was trying to do tonal thing with line work when I was making the unicorn, and it was messing me up, so I had to stop doing that. Yeah, so now I took a nap, I have reset, I have my drink, I'm going to start again. This weather is giving me whiplash. It has actually been a couple days, and I've been staring at this thing in a kerfuffle. Is that the right word? And now that I know what I'm doing, we're going to actually sit here and focus and get it finished. I need to get it done. And maybe not move the camera around so much. I don't know. One of the reasons why there's so many view changes, one is, I don't know, do you guys get bored if it's just one angle? I'm like talking with this so much. Put it down. Do you guys get bored with just one angle? Do you like it when I switch angles every once in a while? Also, I kind of been doing that in tandem with the fact that my batteries keep dying. I need to get a couple more batteries. they're like overheating and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, I digress. We're going to focus and finish this sucker, which here, this is where I'm at right now. And I have a few things I'm going to be doing to it. I'm going to rework the unicorn a little bit because it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's kind of supposed to be a little bit ridiculous because you remember, the silly unicorns. The silly unicorns. However, I don't like the way it looks. And I got a little bit more background. You'll be seeing. I was planning on doing a border. I'm conflicted on that. The white border kind of intrigues me, but also at the same time that doesn't feel very Renaissance-ish. So I'm gonna do the changes and then I'm going to decide whether or not going to put border on it. So I'm a derp and I didn't realize that when I set up my camera that I was getting in the way as bad as I was. So I kind of made this little section almost like a stop motion type effect on my artwork here as we go through and you can see what I've done. Ta-da! Ta-da! I'm stopping there unless I get a wild hair up my ass. I decide to do the border, which is a possibility. Yeah, I might end up doing the border. Who knows? A couple things to note. One being that two of the hardest things to draw are people and horses. And I don't really do both. So it was a little bit weird trying to do that horse, the unicorn. Obviously it is stylized. Oh my god, I need to go to sleep. Brain dead tired. And then there's gargoyle and the little flowers in front. I have to sneeze. Yum, 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 yum. I should just start. This paintbrush right here, which I got from Mr. John Collius, a well-known artist from my area. I have a couple of his paintbrushes. Anyway, yeah, final thoughts on that. Overall, I think it's pretty good. So yeah, unicorn. I didn't use any particular reference photo for the unicorn. I was kind of hodgepodging it, and a lot of the time I was working on it without looking at anything, or it was just all whatever was coming out of my mind. And there was a few points there where I was like, what the hell are you doing, Jess? That is bad. That's very bad. And then I was like, okay, let's go look at a few pictures again and refresh the memory, which I did. And then I was like, okay, I gotta fix those legs. It's not working. It's just, yeah. Yeah, so I ended up doing that, which isn't as dynamic, but that's okay. Whatever. You live, you learn. Maybe this is one of those instances where I probably should have drew a few sketches before. One of these days, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a video where one, time-lapse the whole thing. Thank you, Reddit. And two, actually draw out a sketch first. Well, I mean, I kind of drew sort of the sketch a little bit for the Haunted Manor, but I mean, like a full-on sketch, like the full image. I don't think I have ever, even when I was painting with acrylics, I don't think I have ever full-on sketched out and drawn the line work or anything for any of my finished pieces. I'm trying to think, have I? No, I haven't. Just go as you go, people. Which in this case, it would have been useful to draw a few horses, studied some horses. I mean, it is a unicorn, and it is stylized, but do you guys have this problem? I have the language and the vocabulary, but I can't rightfully say half of it correctly. The brain to mouth. Okay, anatomically, right? Anatomic. What? Anatomically. Anatomically. I should have done some sketches of horses first so I could get them more anatomically correct. There we go. Word salad. Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, that's the end of that. Thank you. Does it have a little bit of that Renaissance flair to it? If you look at Renaissance art, I can see it in the trees, I feel like, and some of the background. Maybe not necessarily the unicorn. And I take off my hat, but I've got really bad hat hair. Anyway, thank you for watching. Just like mess it up. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Right here, I feel like I could put some more details right in this area or something. And the border. But there you have it.